This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining in this webinar. Education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today. It is said by Malcolm X. I am Jalan from the Department of ECE, and I will be hosting today's webinar. I welcome you all for God speaks to those who take time to listen and listens to those who take time to pray. Now I call upon Dinesh Kumar and Shalan to lead us in prayer. Over to you, Dinesh Kumar.
Today's Bible reading is taken from the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verses 1 and 2. The wise woman builds a house, but with her own hand the foolish one tears it down. He whose walk in upright fear the Lord, but he whose ways are devious and despises him. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.
Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Thank you, Dinesh Kumar and Shalan. We would like to extend a special welcome to the speaker of the day. Now I call upon Hridaya to welcome everyone for this webinar. Over to you, Hridaya.
Thank you, Jolin. Good evening to everyone gathered here. I hope everyone is safe and doing good. Thank you, Almighty. It's my pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome to you all, and on behalf of Loyola Institute of Technology, our management, administrator, principal, vice principal, come HOD of ECE department, we wholeheartedly welcome all the participants for this webinar. On behalf of the department, we, the coordinators, welcome our resource person of today's session, Mrs. P. Shanmugapriya, Assistant Professor, Rajalakshmi Engineering College, Chennai. It's my pleasure to extend a warm welcome to you, ma'am. Your presence makes us very happy. I'm sure we will be enriched by this webinar on analysis and design methodologies for feedback amplifier. Thank you, ma'am, for accepting our invitation even in this pandemic situation. We welcome you wholeheartedly for the webinar. In this context, I congratulate all the coordinators of this webinar, faculty members of ECE department, and professional friends to make this happen. Dear participants, once again, I welcome you for this wonderful technical day. Thank you. Over to you, Jolin.
Thanks for welcoming Hridaya. We would like to introduce about the speaker of the day, Mrs. P. Shanmugapriya ma'am. Now, let's have introduction of the speaker by Vinita. Over to you, Vinita.
Thank you, Jolin. Good evening, all. It gives me an immense pleasure to introduce our resource person, Mrs. P. Shanmugapriya, Assistant Professor from the Department of ECE, Rajalakshmi Engineering College, Chennai. Her areas of expertise are information security and communication. She has total 6 years of teaching experience. She pursued her UG in Electronics and Communication Engineering from King's College of Engineering, Tanjavur, and PG in Advanced Communication System from Shasta Deemed University, Tanjavur in the year of 2013, and currently pursuing a PhD in the domain of information security in Anna University. She has published many papers in reputed international journals and presented in international conferences in the field of information security, IoT, and wireless networks. Adding feathers to the crown, she had received Best Mentoring Appreciation for the project on Smart Energy Meter, Assistive System for Disabled, Gesture-Based Human Machine Interface, etc. Moreover, she has organized electronic innovation project events, quizzes, and many other programming contests to enrich the knowledge of the students in practical and conceptual aspects in electronics. We are happy to have you with us and gladly welcome you for the event, ma'am. Over to you, Jolin.
Thank you, Vinita. Before handling the session to our speaker, dear participants, If you have any questions or queries during the course of this webinar, kindly post your queries and questions in the chat box, and all your questions will be answered at the end of the session. Now, our speaker will take over the session. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the introduction speech, and thanks to Dr. Nalini Joseph ma'am for inviting me to give this seminar on analysis and design methodologies for feedback amplifiers. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, my screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am. It is visible, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, sir. Yeah. So today's webinar is about analysis.
Please make it as a full screen, ma'am.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So the webinar is about analysis and design methodologies for feedback amplifiers. So this is what my today's agenda. So first I'm going to give about a brief introduction about feedback amplifier. Then what are all the types of feedback topology available. Then the main thing is that is we need to analyze the feedback topology circuits. That's what very important. How to solve the problems based on feedback topology. That plays the major role everywhere. So that is what I'm going to discuss next. That is the procedure and the analysis part. Then after that, we'll see some examples how to solve the problems and all. So this is what my agenda today. So first one, I'm going to give the introduction about feedback amplifier. So everyone knows that feedback which is nothing but part of the output signal which is sampled and fed back to the input. That is what is nothing but feedback. That is part of the output which is what taken and it is given to the input for processing. So that is nothing but feedback. So what is feedback amplifier? Feedback amplifier which is nothing but so the amplifier that operates on the principle of feedback, that is with the feedback component, the amplifier, which is what design means, that amplifier which is considered as a feedback amplifier. So that is what here I have given, the amplifier that operates on the principle of feedback, that is feedback amplifier. So if you are talking about feedback, then definitely we have to know about two types of feedback, that is positive feedback and negative feedback. So the positive feedback, which means, so usually we are saying that positive feedback means the output, that is the feedback signal will be added to the input signal like that. That is positive feedback. So instead of saying that added, you have to say that should be in phase because the signal doesn't know if I'm going to add or I'm going to subtract, that addition, subtraction and all the signal doesn't know. But if you are giving the same phase signal together, it automatically adds the voltage. That is what the logic in that positive feedback. Then negative feedback means that is both the signals are out of phase. What both the signals means, that is the input signal and whatever the signal are taking from the output, that is the feedback signal, are out of phase with each other. So definitely it is out of phase means the signals are subtracted. So that is what the logic about positive and negative feedback. So if you say about feedback amplifier, then definitely it should be a negative feedback amplifier. If you are giving positive feedback, then what happens? The circuit which becomes an oscillator instead of amplifier. So we have to give, mostly in all other applications, they are using the negative feedback amplifier. So today also I'm going to discuss about negative feedback amplifier. So what are all the advantages while considering the negative feedback as well as without feedback circuit? So if you're considering the negative feedback amplifier circuit, the main advantages are, so first one, gain stability, otherwise it is termed as gain desensitivity, like that we are saying. So the gain stability, which is what more compared to that of open circuit amplifier. So we are saying without feedback amplifier as open circuit amplifier also. So the gain stability is there in negative feedback As well as the main important advantage is it has bandwidth extension. The bandwidth is very large compared to that of open circuit amplifier. Then the next point, the noise in the circuit is also reduced. So obviously noise reduced means then the parameter signal to noise ratio should be increased. That is the main criteria here. Then it also reduces. That it means that this negative feedback amplifier also reduces the non-linear distortion. So it is what it gives a linear response compared to that of open circuit amplifier. So these are all the 4 important points why we need to go for negative feedback amplifier like that. That's what I need to say. So think till this it's clear to you. Think so. Then so these are all the types of feedback amplifiers. So mainly you have 4 types, and I have mentioned the different names of feedback amplifiers also. So this is what very important while you are attending the questions, part B questions. So you may get a question like explain series shunt or explain voltage series like that. If you are getting, then you don't be confused. You have to know every name of that is other names of each and every topology. That's what very important. So you have 4 types of feedback topology. The first one, that is voltage series topology. So the voltage series means, so what is the first term and second term which indicates, that you have to know. The first term, this is what the first term, that is voltage. So the voltage, the first term which indicates the output parameter, that is output parameter of the circuit. So the output parameter should be voltage here in voltage series topology. What about the second term? What it describes? So the second term which describes the input connection. Second term which describes the input connection. So this is what about the introduction of this names of the feedback topology. So if you are considering voltage series, the voltage which is what the output parameter, series that is what the input connection. So in the same way, if you are considering the second topology name, here in that second topology, it is what a current shunt means. Current is the output parameter, then the input connection is shunt. So like that, so other 2 topologies you have to know, current series and voltage shunt. Then the other name of these topologies, that is voltage series topologies, is series shunt topology. So what is it, series shunt? So here I have said first term which describes output parameter, second term which describes input connection like that. But here if you take this name, that is series shunt, so it describes both the connection. That is that this name is given to that circuit based on the input and output connection. That's it. So the first term which describes the input connection, that is input connection, that is based on connection only. It is not based on the parameter. So it is based on the connection. Then shunt, the second term which denotes the output connection. Okay. So this is what the second name which represents. So all the second name of the feedback topologies, different type of topologies which represent the input and output connection, whether it may be series or shunt like that. Then the next term which describes the input and output parameter. With respect to the input and output parameter, this name is given to that feedback topology. For example, voltage series, if you are considering, that is termed as voltage amplifier. Voltage amplifier. So only one term voltage is only given. So what is the meaning of that? So the voltage which is what the input parameter and the voltage which is what the output parameter also. So here it is termed as voltage amplifier. Then if you are taking current amplifier, current shunt topology is considered as current amplifier means, so both the input and output parameter are current here. So both the input and output parameter are current here, so only it is termed as current amplifier. Then you just take this one, trans conductance amplifier. So it is what a current series topology. So what is the formula for conductance? Can anyone reply? What is the formula for conductance? Yeah, what is the formula for conductance? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Audible, ma'am.
Students answer the questions. Madam is asking now.
Okay, the formula for conductance is, that is what the inverse of resistance. So you know, right? Resistance which is equal to, that is V by I, right? The resistance which is equal to voltage divided by current. Then conductance that's represented as G. That is termed as, that is inverse of resistance, means that is I by V. It is what the ratio of current to voltage. It's output current to input voltage. So it is what a conductance amplifier means. The meaning is the output parameter is current and the input parameter is voltage. Okay. So this is what about conductance amplifier. So for taking trans resistance, then it is what a resistance. So resistance means voltage divided by current. So voltage, which is what an output parameter, then current, which is what a input parameter. Okay, so this is what about the different names of feedback topology. So everyone have to know the different names. Maybe you'll be getting the question in with different names. So this is what very important one. So like this only the questions are not twisted. Instead of shunt topology, if you write series, you won't be getting mark. So you have to know the concept of each and every name, then you can't able to forget that. Then next one. Yeah, it is not going. So the annotations, whatever I'm doing is here. It is what reflected here also.
Ma'am, in the tools, there is a LS is there, ma'am. The top tool option, tool bar is there. In the tool bar, there is an option for LSing.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, okay. Then the next one. So analysis of that feedback topology. So this is what very important. So while seeing the circuit, so whenever the question is what like for the given circuit, just identify the feedback topology and to find all the parameters like that, voltage gain, input impedance, output impedance, like that only they'll be asking question. Okay, so it is what very difficult to find the first three steps in that. If you know about first three steps, then the last two steps and all very easy. If you make mistake in the first step itself for the identification of feedback topology, then definitely the next steps which and all depend on the first step. So we need to, so I'm going to concentrate on the first three steps. Then with the help of problems, I'll explain these two. Okay, so the first step to solve the problem is, first you need to identify the feedback topology for the given circuit. The circuit is given to you. Then first you need to identify the feedback topology. So now earlier we have discussed, 4 feedback topologies are there. In that 4 feedback topology, so which topology belongs to that particular circuit, that is given circuit? That is what we need to find out. Then the next one, we need to find out that is we need to draw the equivalent circuit. Then next we need to draw the H parameter model. So these three steps, first 3 steps, which are all very important. Then the next steps, that by using this H parameter model, you need to calculate these parameters, that is gain, then feedback factor, then the other 3 parameters, that is gain with feedback, that is input impedance with feedback, then output impedance with feedback. So this is what the procedure to solve the feedback topology problem. I hope it is clear to you. Then the first step is to find the feedback topology. So for the given circuit, how to find the feedback topology? That is what very important. So first, how to find the feedback topology? So this is what the step to find the feedback topology. So what are the steps to find the feedback topology? First, you need to identify the feedback component in the circuit. So how to identify the feedback component? The feedback, what is the purpose of feedback component? The feedback component which samples the output from the output and it gives it to the input side. That's it. Which samples the output and gives it to the input side. That is the purpose of feedback component. Definitely, the feedback component is a passive component. It should not be an active component. The feedback component is a passive component. Or if you are considering a feedback network, that is one or more component is there in the feedback network, means all the components should be a passive component. There should not be a presence of active component in the feedback network. So just reminder, this is very important. Feedback component means that component is a passive component. Passive component means it is what examples like resistors, capacitors, this are all passive components. So usually the feedback component, it may be a resistor or capacitor or inductor. Okay. So then next, if you're considering the amplifiers, then feedback component should be resistor in the form of one resistor or combination of two resistors. But if you go for oscillator circuit, the feedback component may be different. It is what a combination of resistor capacitor, it is what a combination of capacitor inductor, like that it is going. Okay, we'll come into this one. So first you need to find out the feedback component. Then second, you have to find out the output voltage. Okay, so you have to find out the output voltage or output current, which parameter the output represents. That's what. So how to find out that? Second step, you need to find out the output parameter. So how to find out that means the output voltage node and the feedback component what you found here from the previous step, which are all connected to the same point. That is same node means then that is what the parameter is voltage. Otherwise the parameter is correct. So this is what very important. This is not given in your book. So you need to analyze and you have to know how to identify this topology like that. Okay. So if the output voltage node and the feedback component node or at the same point, from the same point, the feedback is component is connected and the output is also taken means, then the output parameter is voltage. Otherwise, the output parameter is correct. Okay. Then you have to know about the input connection. Input connection. So the input connection, how to know the input connection? If both the terminals of feedback component are present in the input circuit, both the feedback component are present in the input circuit. So I'll explain it with many examples, then it is more clear to you. First, you just understand the steps. Okay. So I'll explain it with examples. So if you need to find out the input connection, then you have to concentrate on the terminals of the feedback component. If both the terminals are connected to the input circuit, then it is what a series connection. Otherwise, it is what a shunt connection. Okay. So hope it is clear to you. So to identify the topology itself, you need to follow these 3 points. First, you need to identify the feedback component. Then you need to identify the output parameter. Then you need to identify the input connection. Okay, these are all the steps to find out the feedback topology, to find out the name of that circuit. That is what. Okay, so to find out the topology name of the given circuit, you need to follow these 3 steps. Then, first example, so I'm going to give you the circuit. This is what the given, this is what the given circuit. So from this circuit, you need to find out the feedback topology. That is what the first step, right? So I need to find out the feedback topology. So if you need to find out the feedback topology means the first point is you need to find out the feedback component in this circuit. So the component which is common to both input and output, that is the component which takes the output and given it to the input. So which one is a feedback component here? Here the feedback component is RE, because this RE which gives the output to the input. So this is what a feedback component. So the feedback component is RE. Then the second step. What is the second step? You need to know about the output parameter. Okay. So to find out the output parameter, so what is the procedure to find out the output parameter? What is the procedure to find out the output parameter? Okay, I'll tell. So if both the, that is, you have to note down the feedback component node and the output voltage node, which and all taken at the same point, then it is what a voltage. Otherwise, the current is sampled like that, will conclude. You just see, this is what a feedback component. This is what a node which is connected, feedback component terminal, and the output is also taken from the same node. Output is also taken from the same node. That is through RE only the output voltage is taken. So both are at the same node means then the output parameter is voltage. Then the third point is you need to know that is the feedback component, both the terminals are connected to the input side or not, like that. So just to see this circuit, so this is what a feedback component. These are all the two terminals of the feedback component. So this is what the input circuit. Okay, so both the feedback components terminals, that is these two terminals, are connected to the input side. So if it is connected to the input side, the connection is series connection. Okay, so then these 3 points are all completed. So we have identified the circuit which has the topology of voltage series. So this circuit is a voltage series topology. Voltage series. Yeah, got it? Got it? Any doubts on that? Got it? All of you clear about this concept? Yeah, hope you understood this concept. Then, so we'll see another example. So this is what the next example given. Okay, so anyone who just tell it to me, what is the feedback component present here? What is the feedback component present in this circuit?
R dash.
Yeah, very good. R dash. Okay. So R dash is the feedback component because this R dash which connects the output to the input. So R dash is the feedback component. Good, ma. So R dash, this is what a feedback component. Then second point, we need to find out the output parameter. So what is the output parameter? How to find out the output parameter? You have to check whether
Voltage.
yeah. Yeah. Anybody want to say something?
Voltage, ma'am, output parameter.
Yeah, very good. The output parameter is voltage. How it should be voltage? Yeah, good. Our answer is correct. How you are saying that is what voltage like that? Okay, I'll say. So the output parameter is voltage. How it is? That is the feedback component node and the output, which is what taken, which in the all at the same node. So you just see, this is what taken at the same node, same point. So the feedback component is also connected to the same point and the output is also taken from the same point. So if it is taken like this, then output parameter is voltage. Then the third point, you need to find out the input connection. Yeah, anyone who just tell what about the input connection? Whether it is series or shunt. So for the input connection, yeah. Yeah, pardon?
Shunt, ma'am.
Yeah, very good, shunt. So how we are saying that it is shunt connection? Okay, I'll say. So this is what a, yeah, tell me.
Feedback is connected with the input in parallel.
Feedback is connected with the input in parallel. So while seeing this, this is what a simple circuit, so you can able to identify it is what a parallel. But so you need to see this, these two feedback components, that is the two terminals of the feedback components are not at the input side itself. So one terminal which is connected to input, another terminal which is what at output. That is what we are saying that as a shunt connection. That is what parallel you are saying. Correct. Good. So the topology of this circuit is, what is the topology name of this circuit then? What is the topology of this circuit?
Voltage shunt, ma'am.
Good. That is what a voltage shunt feedback topology. Good. So I'll give you another example. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Now, in this circuit, just tell me, just identify the feedback topology. What is the first point? You need to find out the feedback component. So just find out the feedback component here. So which one is the feedback component? This is what is two-stage amplifier. So this is what a first stage and this is what a second stage. That is what a two-stage feedback amplifier. Okay. So in this feedback amplifier, you need to find out the feedback topology. So how to find out the feedback topology from this? The first point, you need to find out the feedback component. So what is the feedback component which takes the output and given it to the input? So which component which takes the output here?
R dash.
Very good. So R dash which takes the output and given it to the input. So R dash, and here when from which point it is taken? From RE. That is also considered as a feedback component. So R dash and RE. Okay. Then next one. Next point. So you need to find out the output connection. That is output parameter, not output connection, output parameter. So how to find out the output parameter? So you need to check whether the feedback and the output and all taken at the same point or not, like that you need to check. So just to check here, this point feedback is getting, that is from this point we are sampling the feedback, but the output which is what taken from this point. So this is what output voltage. This is what output voltage. We are taking output across collector to emitter, but we are getting the feedback from this node, emitter node. Then it is what a voltage parameter or shunt parameter. Output is voltage or current?
Current.
Yes. Pardon? So it is what? Current. Yeah, good. So it is what? Current. Because so both the nodes are not at the same point. The feedback taken node and the output taken node are not at the same point. So these 2 points are different. Okay, then it should be a current parameter. The output is current. Then third one, you need to find out the input connection. So the input connection, by seeing this itself, you can tell that whether it is what a series or shunt, like that, whether it is what a series or shunt. So this R dash, which is what a feedback means. So both the terminals of R dash should be connected to the input side, means that is series. Here you just see both the terminals of R dash is connected to the input side. No. So one terminal is connected at the input, another terminal which is what at the output. So this is what the input loop. In that input loop, I have only one terminal of that R dash. So it is not a series connection. It is what a shunt connection. So this topology name is then, we just conclude that this is what a current shunt feedback topology. Yeah, hope till this it's clear to you all. Okay, so first step, you just understood the first step with these 3 examples, hope so. Then we'll move on to the next step. This is what the first step only. For the given circuit, we found out the topology. That is identification of feedback topology we have completed. Then the next step. What is the next step? So after identifying the feedback topology, you have to draw the equivalent circuit. That is very important. So you have to draw the equivalent circuit of that feedback topology. So first you need to know the procedure to draw the equivalent circuit. So to equivalent circuit, you know the equivalent circuit of each and every circuit. You have to draw AC equivalent circuit and all, you know that, no? So like that you need to draw. So for that, definitely you need to draw the input circuit and output circuit with respect to the active component present. Usually here we are talking about transistor. So with respect to the transistor, you have to draw the input equivalent circuit and output equivalent circuit. Okay. So if you want to draw the input equivalent circuit of the particular topology, you need to consider these either of these 2 points. Okay. If you are sampling the voltage, that is what sampling the voltage means. In voltage series topology, voltage is the sampled parameter. If it is what a current shunt topology, current is the sampled parameter. Okay, that is what the output. So to draw the input circuit, you have to follow any one of these steps with the help of the feedback topology name. If it is what a voltage series or voltage shunt topology, that is voltage is sampled, then you just make output voltage to be 0. That is, you have to short circuit the output side before drawing the input circuit. Okay. Then if in case of current shunt topology or current series topology, that is current is sampled means you need to make the output current to 0. That is, you have to open circuit the output side. So this is what about the input circuit. Okay, so we'll see this with examples, then it's more clear to you. Okay, then how to draw the output circuit. First you have to draw the first part, input side, then you have to go for output side. So how to draw the output circuit? Output circuit which you have to concentrate either of these 2 points. So this is what with respect to the connection, series and shunt connection. If series connection, in case of series connection, in case of voltage series or current series, in case of series connection topology, you have to make input current equal to 0 to draw the output circuit. If it is what a shunt connection, then you have to make the input voltage which is equal to 0. Okay, so this is what the procedure to draw the equivalent circuit. So we'll see with examples, then it's more clear to you. Just remind these points. How to draw the input. If it is what a voltage, you just make output as 0, output voltage is 0. If it's what a current sampling, you just make output current equal to 0. So to draw the output circuit with respect to the connection, if it is what a series connection, you have to make input current 0. If it is what a shunt connection, you have to make input voltage as 0. So this is what the procedure. We'll see with example. So just see, same example only I have taken one by one. I have taken example 1. So first in example 1, we have found out the circuit as voltage series topology. That circuit, the same circuit, whatever we have discussed before. That is what first example, that is voltage series topology, like that we found. Okay, then we need to draw the equivalent circuit for that. So to draw the equivalent circuit with the name, first you just consider if it is what a voltage. So if it is what a voltage, so that is voltage is sampled here. So if voltage is sampled, to draw the input side, you have to make output voltage as 0. Okay, you have to make output voltage as 0. Yeah, 1 minute, I'll explain. So to draw the input circuit, I have to consider the sampled parameter. Here the sampled parameter is voltage. If it is what a voltage, then you have to make V0 which is equal to 0 to draw the input circuit. Okay, so suppose this is what my circuit. In this circuit, the output parameter is voltage. I have to make output voltage as 0. So where I have taken the output voltage is what output voltage. How to make the output voltage as 0? So you have to make this should be going to ground. You have to connect this to ground. So if you are connecting this terminal to ground, then what happened? So this the resistance, this terminal is also grounded and this terminal is also grounded. What it means? It is what short. There is no effect on this resistor. Okay. So you have to draw the circuit as Input circuit as, just draw this other component as it is. So this is what Vs. Input circuit you have to draw. Then here the resistor. Then here you have to use the transistor. But in the output side, you should not have the resistor because the output I have to short. So I have drawn the input circuit. So this is Rs. I have drawn the input circuit. So how to draw the output circuit? To draw the output circuit, I have to first consider it is what a series or shunt like that. So series. So series rules only I have written here. If it is what a series connection, you have to make II as 0. That is input current as 0. So you have to make, now you have to consider this resistor. Okay, from this output side, you are going to draw the output circuit. Okay, now you have to consider this resistor. This resistor is present. So input circuit we have already drawn. Okay. So if I erase everything, I'll be gone. No. So here we can't able to erase one thing and all, right, sir? So if you erase all the things may be gone, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So okay, just consider the output circuit. How to draw the output circuit like that. So output circuit you just see from this side. So this is what a AC equivalent circuit only you are going to draw. So if you want to draw the AC equivalent circuit, then all the DC parameters should be 0. That is, this should be grounded. Supply should be grounded. Okay, then you have to make input current as 0. So the input current as 0. So this input current, there should not be any connection here. So you have to make input current as 0. So if you are making input current as 0, then the circuit should be, so this is what grounded. Then this resistance, this end is grounded. So these two are in series with each other. So this is what a resistor RC. Then this is what a resistor RE, that should be connected here. So this is RE and this is RC. So the output which is taken from here. So the like this only you have to draw the equivalent circuit. This is what the equivalent circuit of this voltage series topology. Yeah, hope you understood this, right? So that is what I have. That is what I have shown here. This is what the equivalent circuit of voltage series, whatever I have drawn. This is what the equivalent circuit of this voltage series. So whatever I have said, that is what I have indicated here. Okay, got it? Hope you understood this concept. So with the second example, we'll see the same, how to draw the equivalent circuit of this voltage shunt topology. So this is what a voltage shunt topology. So the sampled parameters voltage and the connection, which is what shunt. So I have taken that two rules here. So the first rule is for inputs, is to draw the input circuit. The second rule is to draw the output circuit. So how to draw the input circuit? So first you just draw your active device, that is what transistor. Then it is what a voltage sampling circuit. Then you have to make output should be equal to 0. Output voltage should be equal to 0. Where you have taken output here from this node. So from this node you have taken the output. This is what mentioned as V node. So you have to ground this to draw the input circuit. If you ground this, then this resistor which comes here. So here you have drawn this. You can able to draw the resistance here. So this R dash which comes here. This is R dash. Because the other terminal is grounded, so I have connected that to ground. Okay. Then at the input side, you have the voltage source and the resistance RS. but it is what a voltage shunt topology. Voltage shunt topology means if you are using shunt in the input connection, then the input parameter is current. The input parameter is current. So I need to change the voltage source into current source, because in voltage shunt topology, shunt connection means input parameter is current. If it's what a voltage series, the input parameter is voltage. So shunt means the input parameter is current. So I have to replace this voltage source into a current source. So if you are replacing by this voltage source into a current source, then definitely you know the Thevenin's and Norton sequence circuit and all, right? If you are considering if you are replacing this voltage into current, then you have to draw the resistance in parallel with that current source. So I'm making this voltage into as a current source, that is IS, and I have to draw the resistance in parallel because it is what a current source. So this resistance is RS. That's it. So I have drawn the input side. So if you come to output circuit, if shunt connection, so this is what shunt connection, have to make the input voltage as 0. Have to make the input voltage as 0. So here there is no connection. Input voltage as 0. So here there is no connection. Then this should be grounded. Input voltage as 0 means this terminal of R dash is grounded. So you have to connect the R dash here, and the other terminal is grounded. This is R dash. Then this should be, I have to draw the same. This should be grounded, no, because this is what a AC equivalent circuit, the DC supply is grounded. So you have to draw the RC here, that should be grounded. So from this you can take the output voltage, V0. So this is what the equivalent circuit of voltage shunt topology. So that is what I have shown here. Just to see whatever I have drawn, I have shown here. So these two are parallel. Here I have replaced the voltage source as a current source. Here R dash. If you want to just draw it here in a hybrid, if it is grounded means it comes here. If you draw here also, no issues. Because after this we are going to draw hybrid model, H parameter model. In that it should be grounded. It is coming here. Okay, this is what the equivalent circuit of voltage shunt. Then here the next example, it is for current shunt topology. If you take the current shunt topology, so here the output parameter is current. Then if the output parameter is current, then you have to make the input side as 0. Okay, so the input side as 0, that is the output current as 0. Output current as 0. So here the output current as 0. Output current, whatever current coming here, the output current, you just make it as 0. That is what open circuited here. If it is open circuited here, then these two resistors which comes here, this resistor which comes here, this R dash resistor which comes here, because this current should be make this current as 0. Then we just take this resistor and we have to draw this resistor here. This is R dash for the input circuit. So I have said earlier, if it is what a shunt connection, you have to make this resistor, sorry, you have to make the input source to current, because it is what a shunt connection. So I have to replace the input source as current means, so you have to draw the input current source here and you have to draw the resistance in parallel. I'll show the diagram also. Now I'll explain. After that, I'll show the diagram. Next slide, I have shown the diagram. Okay. Then this is what about input circuit. If you are considering the output connection, shunt connection, you have to make VI as 0. So if you are making VI as 0, then what happened? This resistance, R dash resistance, which comes to this side, this terminal is grounded. Then you have to draw this R dash resistance in parallel with RE2. That's it. So these three connections you have to make. These three changes only you have to make to draw the equivalent circuit. So I'll show that circuit. Just to see, I have drawn that equivalent circuit. So this one, I have changed the input source. I have changed the input voltage source into a current source. So input voltage source into a current source. Then I have given this feedback component here. This two feedback component here. They are the input side. Then the remaining connections are all same. Two transistors and the RC1, RC2 are there. And here at the output side, I have connected this feedback component to the ground. So these three changes I make in the circuit to draw the equivalent circuit. Hope this is clear to you. So this is what the second step. If there is any doubts in the second step, you may ask. Then third step is, it's what very simple. You have to draw the H parameter model. If you have drawn the equivalent circuit, it is easy to draw the H parameter model from the equivalent circuit. The connections are all same only, but you have to make the hybrid model of the active device. You have to draw the hybrid model of the active device, whatever present in the circuit. If you draw the hybrid model of the active device, then the other connections are same as that of in the circuit. You have to just replicate that. That's it. Okay. So the steps, you have to make DC as 0. If there is any DC signal, DC supply, you have to make that as 0. Then replace BJT, that is what any active device. You may suppose for some examples, you may get JFET as active device or MOSFET as active device in this topology. So if it is what a BJT, that is transistor, you just replace that with that's a hybrid model. I'll say what is that hybrid model, you already know that. So connect other components as per the connection in BJT. So other components are all as it is you have connected. Collector to base means collector to base you have to connect. Emitter to base means emitter to base you have to connect. That is what the meaning of this. Yeah. Then next. So this is what the example we have seen. The first example. This is voltage series. This is what the equivalent circuit given here. Okay. This is what the equivalent circuit. Then this is what the hybrid parameter. So first at first step from this circuit we found the feedback topology, that is voltage series topology. Second step we have drawn the equivalent circuit. From the equivalent circuit you have to draw the hybrid parameter, that is H model, H parameter model. So how to draw the H parameter model from this equivalent circuit means you have to draw the hybrid model for the transistor. So what is the hybrid model for the transistor? Anyone you may tell? Because I am only speaking. You may tell. So what is the hybrid model of the transistor? So what are all the components present in the hybrid model of the transistor? Yeah. Can I get a response from anyone? If it is what interactive, then it is what more convenient to you and to me also. Yeah. So what is the hybrid model of the transistor?
Students, you can unmute and answer.
Yeah, okay. Just to see, the hybrid model of the transistor means this is what the hybrid model of the transistor. This already you have known. So this is what the hybrid model. So hybrid model means internal H parameter model. That is what you have studied before in electronic circuits 1 and all. So it has input impedance, that is in terms of H parameter, that is HE. Then the current gain, that is HFE into IB. So this is what the, otherwise we may say the equivalent circuit, simple equivalent circuit of that transistor. Okay. So this is what the equivalent circuit or a hybrid model of that transistor. Okay. So first I have drawn the hybrid model of the transistor. After that, you just draw all the components all connected with that transistor. Then you have to specify, here you have to specify the terminals. So this is base. So the base, then next to this one collector and this one emitter. So this emitter should be ground. Okay, so this is what the hybrid model. After that, you just see at the base, the resistance RS is connected. So in the same way, you have to connect the resistance RS and the voltage source that is given. So as from this equivalent circuit, you can draw this hybrid model very easily. Okay, then the next one at the collector. Oh, so emitter, which is what, grounder. So this is grounder. It's obvious, you have to know, it is understood. It is emitter that is grounded. So collector, which is connected to these two resistors. Okay, so the collector terminal which is connected to these two resistors that is given here, and this resistance is grounded. So this is what about H parameter model. So from the equivalent circuit, we can draw the H parameter very easily. Hope this is clear to you. Then we'll see another example. So this is what the next example, that is voltage shunt topology. These two steps we have discussed before. We have discussed, to identify the feedback topology and equivalent circuit drawn. So from this equivalent circuit, you have to draw the H parameter model. So how to draw the H parameter model? Here I am using only one transistor. So first I have to draw the hybrid model. So this is what the hybrid model of the transistor HIE. HFE into IB. Then you have to specify the terminals, collector, base, collector and emitter. So emitter is grounded. So I have grounded the emitter. So at the base terminal, how many components are connected? You just see here two components are connected. That two components, I have just replicated this circuit here. Just to see, I have just replicated this circuit, whatever is connected to the base. That's it. We just draw the circuit as it is here. Okay, so in the same way, what are all the components connected to the collector? Just to see that. So if it is what a hybrid model, so you have to make this all the DC voltage as 0. So VCC, that is 0. So this RC which is connected to ground. So RC which is connected to ground, and this R dash which is also connected to ground. Okay, so this is what about the H parameter model of this voltage shunt topology. Then next example. So this is what the next example, that is current shunt topology. This is so I haven't shown the original circuit here. This is what the equivalent circuit. This is what the equivalent circuit of that current shunt. That is this circuit we have drawn before. The same example we have drawn before, equivalent circuit. That's what I have given here. So in this, you just see here, this is transistor and this is also transistor. Yeah, these two and all transistors. Okay, so this two transistors hybrid model you have to draw here. So this is what a hybrid model of the transistor, the first transistor. This is what a hybrid model of the second transistor. So the first transistor, second transistor, I have drawn the hybrid model. Then you have to replicate this input side circuit as it is. So that is what here I have drawn. Then from the collector you have one resistor. Then that resistor is grounded because this is what a hybrid model. Then VCC should be grounded. So I have ground this RC1. Then that collector which is connected to the base of the second transistor. So collector 1 and base 2, which is what connected together. Then in the emitter, at the emitter side, you have two resistances that is grounded. So these two resistances are all connected, that is grounded. So at the collector side, you have the resistance RC2. So this resistance, which is what grounded because VCC is grounded. Okay, so from this resistance, you are taking the out. So this is what about the hybrid model, how to draw the H parameter model. Okay, so the first 3 steps I have completed. Hope you understood the first 3 steps. So if you just find out these first 3 steps, then it is easy to solve the problems. So, sir, time is there. Shall I proceed or?
I can continue, ma'am.
Yeah, time is there, no, sir? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You can continue.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you. So just quickly, I'll complete with two examples. First example, this is what a circuit given. Okay, this circuit from the beginning itself, we have seen this circuit as example 1. This is what a circuit given. Okay, so in this circuit, we just see the feedback topology, the resistance values and all given, and the H parameter values and all given. So you are in need to calculate the voltage gain with feedback, input and output impedance with feedback. So like this only you can able to get the question in university. So with different circuit, if it is what analysis part with different circuit, you have to find out these and all. So the steps to find out this, that is what we have discussed till now. What is the first step in that? Anyone just tell me the circuit which is given and the values and all given. What is the first step in this problem? What is the first step? Yeah, what is the first step?
To find the topology, ma'am. Which topology has been given?
Very good. To find the topology. So what is the topology name of this circuit? This is what we have seen from the first. From the first example we have seen. What is the topology name of this circuit? The topology is voltage series topology. Yeah, voltage series, good. Voltage series topology. So first I have identified that this is what a voltage series topology. So voltage series topology means first you have to remind these formulae. So this formulae and all already you know about these formulae. Okay. So AVF, which is nothing but a voltage gain. So this is what is considered as A by 1 plus A beta, right? It is what a negative feedback. Then the gain with the feedback, the expression is A by 1 plus A beta. So what is that A? What is that A? AVF, that is voltage gain without feedback. What is that A? A means
Gain.
Gain, ma'am.
yeah, gain. Yeah, that is A gain. Gain. You have to gain without feedback. Okay, that is open loop gain. Open loop gain. That is A, which indicates open loop gain. And AVF means that is closed loop gain. That is gain with the feedback. Okay. So then D. What is the D? Anyone just say what is the D?
Desensitivity.
Very good. It is what a desensitivity factor. So desensitivity factor, the main advantage of that negative feedback is gain desensitivity. Gain desensitivity means it is not sensitive to any changes, any parameter changes in the circuit. It should not affect the output. That is what the main advantage of negative feedback. So only everywhere we are using negative feedback amplifier. So desensitivity factor, which is equal to 1 plus A beta. What is it, beta? So A we know, AVF we know, D desensitivity factor. What is the beta?
Feedback factor.
Very good. So the beta, which is nothing but a feedback factor. And the input resistance with the feedback, output resistance with the feedback. This formulae are different from different topology. So this equations and all already you have solved, I think so. Okay, in your theory I have solved this and the final equations only I have written. So for voltage series topology, the input impedance is Ri into 1 plus A beta. That is Ri into D, desensitivity factor. For output voltage, sorry, output resistance with the feedback, it is output resistance divided by 1 plus A beta. Okay, so this and all the formula I have written. First I have identified the feedback topology. Then you need to draw the equivalent circuit and hybrid parameter, H parameter circuit. For this circuit, we have already drawn the equivalent circuit and H parameter circuit. Okay, so I have drawn the equivalent circuit and H parameter circuit here. Okay. So from this H parameter circuit, you have to find out the gain. First step is you need to find out the first step. First, you need to find out the open loop gain. Then you need to find out AVF, closed loop gain. Then you need to find out the sensitivity factor, RIF and R0F. So from this equivalent H parameter circuit, you need to find out the gain, that is open loop gain. So voltage gain, open loop gain, you need to find out AV or A. AV means open loop gain, that is output divided by input. Output, this is voltage series feedback topology. Both the parameters are voltage. So I have written V0 divided by V, output to input. So what is the output parameter and what is the input parameter, that we know that. So with respect to the H parameter model, you have to write the output voltage and the input voltage. So here the output voltage, what is the output voltage? So output voltage which is taken from RE. Voltage means V equals I into R. So what is the current flows through this RE? The current flows through this RE is HFE into IB. So HFE into IB into RE, that is what the output voltage. And the input voltage, we know that the input voltage is Vs. That is what written here. HFE into IB into RE divided by the input voltage is Vs. That is written here. So HFE into IB into RE divided by input voltage. Input voltage you have to write in terms of resistance and current. V equals IR. So here the input side, just see the input side. So how many resistance are present? Two resistance. There is RS and HIE. So you need to write RS plus HIE into IB. Okay. So that is what I have written here. RS plus HIE into IB. So this IB and all cancelled. Then you will be getting HFE into RE divided by RS plus HIE. So this is what the formula for gain. So from the H parameter only, I can able to get the formula for gain with respect to H parameter. Okay. Then you just substitute all the data given in the question. That is from the question, the data are all given. Just substitute all the data, and then you will be getting the gain. So this is what a open loop gain. Then you need to find out the desensitivity factor. So what is the desensitivity factor? 1 plus A beta. 1 plus A beta. So this is what a desensitivity factor. So 1 plus A, what is it A? So now only we found out, no? That is what A, HFE into RE divided by RS plus HIE. That is what A. Then beta. So why I have introduced beta as 1 in this circuit? Anyone just tell me. So here I am considering beta which is equal to 1. So this is what a voltage series feedback topology. So it is what a emitter follower circuit. So emitter follower circuit means you are considering the beta equals 1. So beta equals 1 I am considering. Then you just take out the LCM. RS plus HIE plus HFE into RE divided by RS plus HIE. So you just substitute all the data given here, then you'll be getting the sensitivity factor. Next, the voltage gain with the feedback. So AV means, so we found only AV, that is voltage gain without feedback, open loop gain. So with feedback means the formula is AV by D. So AV divided by D. So just substitute the values, whatever we found, then finally I'm getting 0.996. So voltage gain with the feedback, I'm getting 1. Why I'm getting 1? Because it is what a emitter follower circuit. So for emitter follower circuit, emitter so the output which follows the input. So output which follows the input means, so the gain should be which equal to 1. Okay, so this is AVF which is equal to 1 here. Then I found AVF. Then I need to found the next RIF and R0F. So RIF that is Ri into D. Ri means that is input resistance. At the input side, we have two resistances. From the H parameter model, we have two resistances, that is Rs and Hi. So Ri means the combination of these two. These two are in series. So we have written this as Rs plus Hi into 1 plus A beta. So 1 plus A beta, the value is D sensitivity factor, you just substitute the D's values, and I'll be getting this input resistance with the feedback. Then output resistance with the feedback. Output resistance with the feedback, the formula is R naught divided by 1 plus A beta. So R naught divided by D. 1 plus A beta means is D sensitivity factor D. R naught F, R naught F dash, which is equal to this thing. So R naught, you just write the 2 kilo ohm, that is given. Then D sensitivity factor. So you just find out the value of R naught dash. If you need to find out R naught F, then you just substitute this limit tends to infinity. That is RL. That is load impedance is very high. Then R naught dash should be this one. That is 70 ohm I'll be getting. Okay. So this is what about output resistance. So I found voltage gain with feedback, input resistance with the feedback, and output resistance with the feedback for the circuit given. So this is what the first example. Hope it is clear to you all. Then this is what a second example, sorry, it is not one, it's two. This is what a second example. So if for this circuit, you need to find out the feedback topology, and you have to follow the same procedure, whatever we have discussed in the previous example. But the circuit which is what different. So this circuit we already found out. This is what a voltage shunt topology, that is shunt. Voltage shunt means shunt connection. So shunt means it is what trans resistance. So you have to, yeah. Any doubts? May I proceed?
Can proceed.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. So I heard some voice only. I stopped. Yeah, okay. Okay, so just to see, this is what a voltage shunt topology. Then the formula according to that topology, the formula have been written. So this formula and also during the introduction part of your first unit EC2, so this and all already solved. Hope so. Okay. So here you have to mention that as gain as RMF, and without gain, that is without feedback gain as RM. That is, this is open loop gain. So this is closed loop gain. So this and all, the sensitivity factor, input impedance, output impedance with feedback, that is given. So first I identified the feedback topology, that is voltage shunt feedback topology. Then I need to draw the equivalent circuit and all for this. So already we have seen the equivalent circuit and H parameter model for this. Equivalent circuit and H parameter model, already we have seen that. So from the H parameter, you need to find out the open loop gain, closed loop gain, input impedance with feedback and without feedback. So this what a trans resistance amplifier. So it is mentioned as RM. So it is mentioned the gain, open loop gain is mentioned as RM. Trans resistance means output is voltage and the input is current. So V0 divided by IS. So what is the output voltage V0, where it is taken from? Just to see the output voltage which is taken from RC. So here you have to consider these two resistances, that is combinedly you just consider these as RC dash. Combinedly you just consider these as RC dash. And here the input side you just consider this as R. So these two and all combined together, and I have considered this as R, and I have considered this as RC dash. So this notation only I am using in the following formula. Okay, hope you understand this. So V0 which is taken from the collector. So I have used minus IC with respect to the direction of the current. That is, I have written this is minus IC into RC dash divided by IS. So what is that minus IC into RC dash IC, which is nothing but the current gain, that is HFE into IB into RC dash divided by IS. That is what I have written here. Instead of IC, I have to use HFE into IB because this is what the current which flows through the resistances RC and R dash. So combinedly, we have considered that as RC dash. So IS means that is what the input current. Okay. So that the input current, we just see, so current which is described as R plus HIE, that is the input side resistances, you just consider the input side resistances and all R plus HIE. Okay, so that is what I have written here. So R plus HIE. Okay, so that is written here. So if you are substituting the formula, so that is RC dash, which is the that is what I am saying, RC dash, which is a combination of RC and R dash. Then that is what a parallel combination, you have to use the formula R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So just to substitute and you will be getting RC dash. In the same way, RS, which is what a parallel combination of RS and RC R dash, then you will be getting the value of R. Then all the values are there, just to substitute directly in the gain formula and you'll be getting the value minus 160 kilo ohm. So I found out the gain without feedback. Then I need to move on to the next one. That is feedback factor. The feedback factor, the formula is here minus 1 by R dash. R dash, which is nothing but the feedback component. Here in this circuit, the feedback component is R dash. So I have used R dash here. So minus 1 by R dash, just substitute the value of R dash, you'll be getting beta. Desensitivity factor 1 plus A beta. Here it is A is mentioned as RM. That value is also found. You just substitute and you'll be getting the desensitivity factor. Then you have to find out the voltage gain with the feedback. So the voltage gain with the feedback formula is RMF divided by RS. So you need to find out RMF. That is trans resistance gain. After that, you need to find out the voltage gain for that. The trans resistance gain is RM divided by D. So that is A by D. So before example, you have seen no A by D. So RM we already found, D found. Just a substitute and you may get the value of this. And voltage with the feedback RMF divided by this RS. So RS value just substitute, you'll be getting the voltage gain with feedback value as minus 3.2. Then you need to find out the input resistance with the feedback. The formula for input resistance. So you have two resistance in the input side. So that is R and HIE. Those two are in parallel. So you just use the parallel combination formula. Substitute the value. I am getting RI. So this is what a voltage shunt. Then the input resistance with the feedback formula is RI divided by D. You just substitute the values directly. You will be getting this answer. In the same way, you need to find out R naught F. So output resistance with the feedback R naught F divided by D. R naught F value, how to find out? R naught F means, so at the output side, I'll be getting the two resistors in parallel. So the two resistors parallel formula, I just apply, I'm getting R naught dash. So the R naught dash divided by the value desensitivity factor, if you apply, you'll be getting R naught. Okay, so this is what about the output resistance with the feedback. So I found out beta, voltage gain with feedback, input resistance with the feedback, and output resistance with the feedback. So 2 examples we have seen. Hope you understood these examples. If you have any doubts, you may ask. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful session. It was interesting, especially the procedure to solve a feedback topology was very useful to us, and you have also explained each point with examples, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, ma. Thank you.
Now let's have question and answer session. and Afrin will take over the session. Over to you, Afrin.
Thank you, Jalen. Thank you, Shanmugapriya ma'am, for enriching us by sharing your knowledge. Ma'am, there are multiple questions has been posted in chat box. We have selected some interesting question due to our time limit, ma'am. Our first question. In some cases, we uses positive feedback. In some, we uses negative. Which feedback is commonly used in the circuit?
Yeah, at first slide itself, I have said the answer for this question. That is, if you are going for amplifier circuit, if it is what an amplifier circuit, you have to use, mostly we have to use the negative feedback. If you are going to design an amplifier circuit, then you want to design voltage series topology, you should not use a positive feedback tag. If you are using positive feedback, it should not produce the output of amplifier. It should not amplify the input signal. Instead, you are getting the oscillation. Okay, so if you are using negative feedback, if you want to design an amplifier, you have to use negative feedback. If you want to design an oscillator, then you have to go for positive feedback. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am, for answering our question. Our next question, how does negative feedback increases the bandwidth of an amplifier?
Yeah, if you are going for negative feedback, the negative feedback which you are giving through the passive component, which is used to increase the bandwidth. That is mathematically also we have derived the equations, that is WHF, which is equal to WH into 1 plus A beta. So WHF, which is greater than WH, the bandwidth which is what increase if you are using negative feedback, that is also mathematically proved. So if you are giving the feedback, then what happened? The gain, which is what reduced, because this is what a negative feedback. So the feedback is given means that is, it is what subtracted. The output, part of the output is subtracted from the input. Because of that, we are getting the gain as stable at the output side. If the gain is stable for the long time, then the bandwidth is automatically increased. Yeah, think you understood the concept. Yeah, it's clear?
Yes, ma'am. And our next question, how does the negative feedback reduces the distortion in the circuit?
Yeah, if you're considering a open loop gain, so you have to, for distortion, you have to compare the open loop gain and closed loop gain. So if it is what a case, if a open loop gain, which for some time it produces 90 as output, for another time it produces 900 as output with respect to the value of beta. So with respect to the value of feedback component, the very small changes in beta which affects the gain, that is what very large. For first time if you are getting 90, then second time you are getting 900 like that. That is what non-linear distortion in open loop gain. But if you are considering closed loop gain, if there is any small changes, it won't affect the linearity. But sometimes if you are getting 90, the next time you will be getting only 95 with respect to the formula AVF divided by A plus 1 plus A divided by 1 plus A beta. So definitely the distortion, that is what more deviation, which is what reduce if you are using negative feedback compared to without feedback amplifier. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable answer. And our last question, what is the advantages of negative feedback over the positive feedback?
No, that is if you are comparing positive and negative feedback, that is what I'm saying. Positive feedback you are using, this is with respect to the applications. So if I'm going to construct, if I'm going to design an oscillator, definitely I have to go for positive feedback circuit. That is what a Hartley oscillator, Colpitts oscillator, if it is what a different type of oscillators are available. That is, the positive feedback only produces a circuit. That is, we can able to design the circuit with positive feedback that act as an oscillator. So if you come to negative feedback, then the application, the main application is it act as an amplifier. So that is what the thing.
Thanks a lot, ma'am, for answering all our questions more patiently. All your answers are more valuable and knowledgeable, ma'am. Still, we have some more questions to be answered, but we are running out of time. We will mail all the questions, ma'am. Students, please don't worry. All your questions will be answered soon. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am. Over to you, Jalan.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Afrin. Thank you is the best prayer that anyone could say. Thank you expresses extreme gratitude, humility, and understanding. Now I call upon Abhishek to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, Ms. Charlene. Good evening, everyone. The respected and most distinguished resource person, respected principal, our beloved vice principal come HOD, our professors, and my dear friends. I deem it's a great honor and privilege to propose a vote of thanks for today's webinar. Let me first of all giving glory to Almighty God for making today's webinar a resounding success. Now I would like to thank our speaker, Mrs. P. Shanmugapriya, Assistant Professor, Department of ECE, Rajalakshmi Engineering College, Chennai, for visiting and enlightening us with her knowledge. Today's webinar was full of knowledge and interesting topics. It gave deep insights into the topic and also revealed some interesting facts. I'm pretty sure the precious knowledge that ma'am gave us will definitely help us in our studies and future. Once again, I would like to thank Mrs. P. Shanmugapriya ma'am for taking out time from her busy schedule and enlightening us with the knowledge. Thank you so much, ma'am. So I would like to thank our respected principal, Dr. Sujata Anand ma'am, and my sincere gratitude to our beloved vice principal come HOD, Dr. L. Nalini Joseph ma'am, for her support and bringing out the speaker for this wonderful session. And my heartfelt thanks to the webinar coordinators who helped us with the proper guidance and support. And I also want to thank the students committee who really worked hard to make this event successful. I heartily congratulate all the participants for their active participation in this event. No program can become successful with a single person, so I extend my big thanks to our department. And on behalf of our students coordinators, I thank our department staffs and students for their support. Once again, I thank you everyone who are all gathered here and made this event a successful one. Thanks a lot. Over to Ms. Charlene.